Good morning, everybody. My name is Sakshi Thakkar, and today we have a very incredible guest with us. Her name is Yojana ma'am, Yojana Wavikar, and also Kimaya Wavikar. Yojana ma'am is an editor for a house magazine called Parivar Patik, and Kimaya, even though she was born with Down syndrome, she is such an incredible child. She's a dancer, she is a model, she's an entrepreneur, she's a chef. Kimaya, is there anything you can't do?
I can do it.
Anything you can't do.
She says I can do it. Can do it.
You do everything. Yes, let's do it.
Yeah, yeah. In fact, when somebody tells her that this is impossible, Kimia, what
Hmm.
do you tell them? Impossible. It is
Woo!
impossible.
Oh, yeah, about that. So, both Yojana ma'am and Kimaya have an enterprise called Kim Can because Kim can do it. Oh my god. So, ma'am, tell me something about this enterprise and what do you do there? Like, how do you function over there?
Yeah. Okay. So, Kimia, what is the name of your enterprise?
Kim can.
Kim Can. Why?
It's Kim can do it.
Yes, and just as Kim can do it, all my other kids also can do it. So we have this group of children.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, I'm a special educator, and I have my students with special needs who come to me. And then we have another group of the low income group children who also
Mm-hmm.
come to me, and they
Mm-hmm.
both gel very well with each other. And then I thought, because some of my children are not they have passed their academic age, so
Mm-hmm.
I thought I should do something with life skills with them,
Mm-hmm.
or something with which they can be gainfully employed, they can earn a living. So
Mm-hmm.
we started this enterprise, and what all do we make, Kimya? Tell.
Give articles.
Yeah, like
Mm-hmm.
Langoli, Diaz, give envelopes,
yeah,
and give bags.
yeah, gift bags. Yeah. So we design a lot of stuff, and then we sell it across counters. Some exhibitions they give us free table space, so wherein the children stand themselves and they do all the marketing and all themselves. They explain that this is like this and what is the use of it, how you can differently use it. Also, like nothing that we use is one time use and throw. Even the
Mm-hmm.
diyas and whatever. So everything. What do we do, Kimya?
Recycle.
We reuse, we recycle. Yeah. So,
Right.
yeah, the small katuris which are there, which hold the diya, can be later used for what?
Coastal.
As posters,
Oh,
or, yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah. So, like, because otherwise you buy stuff for that particular festival and then you tend to throw it away and you add to the garbage. So, we want to
Mm-hmm.
avoid that. So, everything that we do, it can be reused or recycled. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, ma'am. So, can you just tell me a little bit about Kimaya and about you and your journey together?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, what all do you do, Kimia?
Hmm.
Kimia wears many caps on her head. Yeah.
Tell me.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Tell Kimia.
I am a chef.
She's a chef.
Yeah,
Okay. She has
absolutely.
done a culinary course, a
Hmm.
6 months course she has completed,
Oh,
in which she stood first. Yeah.
oh,
Okay.
really? Oh my God,
Yeah.
impressive, Kimaya.
Yeah. And she's very much interested now in
Yes.
cooking. She's developed that interest. Huh? What else do you do? Huh?
I am a Bharatanatyam dancer.
Bharatnatyam dancer. Yeah. She's passed 8 exams of Bharatnatyam.
My God, that's so impressive.
I am Samandaval to student.
Shamak Davar student.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
The dancing. You do
Okay.
Western dancing over there, or do you do Bharatnatyam only there, Kimaya?
What do you do there?
Which dance
And
form?
then Bollywood.
Bollywood.
Oh,
Yeah.
Bollywood. Right. Okay. Even I was into Bollywood. Even I've done Shamak Davar classes. Do you know?
So nice. Okay. And then,
I'm a model.
yeah. She's done a modeling assignment for a Paris-based
Mm-hmm.
photographer. And her
Mm-hmm.
photographs, along with my other girls' photographs, were displayed in Paris.
Oh,
I'm
Yeah.
really?
uh,
Oh my God. Okay. And
Yeah. And,
I'm teacher.
sorry,
yeah. What do you
what do you
teach?
do?
Hmm.
I'm teaching in the primary school.
Pre-primary school. Yeah. To
Oh,
the toddlers. Yeah. She teaches the junior KG class.
okay. Nice,
Oh,
Kimaya.
yeah. Yeah. What? That's
Hmm.
all, na?
Hmm.
Huh. Okay.
About you now.
Yeah, talking of Kimmy, I know I forget who I am.
Ma'am, that's how a
Because
mother is. Exactly.
yeah,
That is
yeah, yeah,
proof
I
that
know.
you are an incredible mother, ma'am.
Yeah, for the better part, I am known as Kimya's mother. I have kind of lost my identity. But that's perfectly fine with me. Yeah, okay. So, before Kimya came after 13 years of marriage. And before her birth, like I worked for the state transport for MSRTC, where I was the PRO and I was the editor of the House magazine.
Mm-hmm.
And life went on, and my husband's an advocate. And like when I had given up all hope of ever having a baby of my own, like my nieces and my nephews, I have two sisters, one brother, each of them has two kids each, like. So
Mm-hmm.
I always felt they're all my kids. In fact, I told them, कि they भगवान ने आप सबको दो ही बच्चे दिए, but God has given me 6 kids because they are all mine that way. So yeah, so we were very happy, like, and then when Kimia came, it was a big shock. And we didn't know how to handle this situation because first of all, she came after 13 years of marriage, and I was just thinking, कि अगर उसको आना ही था, तो why didn't she come early? But now I
What,
know,
Kimaya? Kimaya should have come early now. What is this? You made her wait so much.
No,
Okay.
but Kimia, you timed it well because
Okay.
when although our age had advanced, but there was financial stability. We could
Mm-hmm.
afford all her
Mm-hmm.
treatments because everything was so expensive. And then I could like by then I had reached a pinnacle in my job. Also, I was the branch head and I was the only lady branch
Branch
head,
head.
and
Yes,
I
yes.
was in my 30s at that time when all the others were like in their 50s or nearing their 60s, who were the branches. So like I felt like it was like some a pinnacle in my job, like I had reached and कुछ मैंने हासिल किया था. So
Hmm.
when the time came, when I had to take the decision कि my baby needs me much more than I need the job. So I could
Hmm.
happily chuck it off, like of course I it was a very sad thing because we were so close, my whole office atmosphere was like a we called it like Kautumbik Jivara. So it was like a
Oh,
one
kutum,
family.
kutum. Yeah,
Yeah,
small kutum.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So it was, that kind of love that we had for each other, all
Hmm.
my staff in the office. So it was very sad that I had to leave, but then my staff also understood that my baby needed me more and I
Hmm.
had to go.
Hmm.
So yeah, so and then I did my special education course because see, I realized at that time I didn't have any access to any information, which
Hmm.
was so
Hmm.
vital. See, I didn't know
Hmm.
how to handle her. It was okay.
Hmm.
The acceptance came, after the initial shock. I said, ki, okay, I accept this child the way she is, but I need to work on her. I have to bring out the best in her. पर ये मैं
Hmm.
कैसे करूं? Because my sister's a pediatrician herself, like she's handling young kids all the time, like she's treating them. But that is only for their ailments or their illnesses, not for the condition. Now she was born with this condition called Down syndrome, and
Hmm.
even she did not know how to treat. Or others
Hmm.
who I met, like nobody knew कि इनके साथ क्या करना है. People were like quite pessimistic. They said, नहीं रहने दो, you just have to deal with it. You have to put her in a special school and just say whatever you can train her, ऐसे
This is
ही
a
वो
very
करेगी.
bad approach, man.
Yeah,
We're not supposed to
it
say
is.
things
It
like
is.
this to people.
It is. But Sakshi, you have to understand that I'm talking of stuff 24 years back. Kimya is
Right.
now 34 years. So at
Yeah.
that time, we didn't have access, to
Hmm.
Google or
Internet.
anything. Yeah,
Ha,
yeah. So, my husband had some friends from abroad. They sent us some books on Down syndrome. That's how I came to know at least something, ki what is this, ki kya karu iske saath, what children, what is expected, what is their lifespan or what is their capacity, what is their capability. Kuch to mujhe pata chala. And then when this ad came for a special educator, I didn't even know at that time what was special education.
ha.
So I said, no, I need to do it. And that time Kimia was 1.5 years old. And everybody said, nahi, tu abhi kidhar jayegi college, because I had crossed my 40s. And
Hmm.
they said it's like a school, joining a school again. And how can you leave a 1.5-year-old at home? And what kind of a mother are you? What is there to learn so much? Motherhood comes naturally. So I said no, but I need to know what is Down syndrome, how I need to deal with the child, how I can bring out the best in her, how I can develop her. So then I joined this special education course, which was the best decision I took because of course I had to leave my job for it. And then I did this course, but therein I met all the professionals. I met psychologists. I met other professionals from the field, and I had a first-hand experience to work with the children with special kids. because it's a school for special children, and they run this in-house teachers training course also. So
Mm.
that was the best thing that happened, after Kimya's work, that I was able to join this course, and I learned a lot from it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, ma'am, Kimaya is vibing. You okay, Kimaya? Cool.
Yes.
So, ma'am, the next question that I have for you is, what difficulties did you face on a societal level when people
Yeah.
find out that you have a daughter who has Down syndrome? Because I
Yeah.
know in India, people have a lot of things to say. So, there must be
Yeah.
something that you must have felt like, oh, okay, this is, you know. So, what was it?
Yeah, 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 right. Okay, but okay, at that time maybe I looked at them as diversity, as difficulties, but
Mm.
today I look at them as challenges, which I was able to surpass, and that is why I'm here today, and that is why you see Kimya as she is today. If it
Mm.
was not for the difficulties, like the higher the difficulties, the more stronger you become.
Mm.
So I think that is how I became more tough, and like I wanted to move on, like, ki,
Mm.
chalo, now ye problem aa gaya, how am I going to solve it? Chalo, like, the
Mm.
our heavenly gods have these astras, and they shoot
Mm.
out each astra at one demon, and chalo,
Mm.
isko ye demon ko khatam karo, wo demon ko khatam karo. So that was, I felt,
Mm.
I had some kind of a power in me,
Mm.
and the power of motherhood, I should say, and which
Oh,
helped me to move on.
there is no
Yeah,
bigger deity and nothing bigger power than a mother of a god, man. That is like,
yeah, yeah,
that is the power
absolutely.
of a mother.
Yeah,
Sorry. That's
yeah,
it.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. See, now what see, of course, the initial shock was there. Of course, the whole family, we were all quite shocked because, after 13 years of marriage, the whole family was elated. At last,
Mm.
like, we are going to have a baby in the family. And,
Mm.
but then this came as such a big shock, and the whole family, friends, neighbors, everybody who, like, they didn't know how to face me. See, normally the
Mm.
arrival of a baby, the visit of a stock is like, brings so much of joy into the family. Like, it is one of the happiest occasions in any family. But like, हमारे घर में तो सन्नाटा छा गया. Like, nobody had, like, people were like so gloomy and so saddened. And I was also very much upset, why are people not, my friends, not calling me up? Or because they, later they shared with me, we didn't know how to face you. We didn't know what to say to you, I mean, see, normally when your friend has a baby, you would chat and chat, and you would say, wow, what
Mm.
fun, and, the little one, and what you're going to do, and what you're going to name the child, and this, that, and the other. All that talk will go on, like, quite excitedly. But यहाँ पे ऐसा तो कुछ भी नहीं हुआ. See, I only got sympathy from others, while
Mm.
I would have appreciated empathy, or I would have appreciated understanding or love for my child, which nobody seemed to dole out to her.
Mm.
The acceptance was not there. Everyone
Mm.
said, "अरे, how this child was born into our family, कैसे ये हो गया, क्या गजब हो गया," that type.
Mm.
So that was something very sad. And even unknown people, like strangers, like if I got into an auto rickshaw to go somewhere with the auto fellow, would stare at her, and then they would say, कि क्या हो गया है इसको, ये बीमार है क्या, what is the problem, ये बोल सकती है क्या, ये कर सकती है, ये स्कूल जाती है क्या, and that time it used to irritate me. I used to feel, अरे इसको
Mm.
क्या पड़ी है, why is he not doing his own work of taking me to whichever place I want to, or
Mm.
even if I took her for a walk, like, or anywhere, and people would look at her, and I would feel, I mean, what is it that, is she an alien or something? Why are
Mm.
people staring at her? But today I know they are staring at her because they don't understand her. And if I understand her, then it is my duty as a mother to make them understand.
Mm.
So then I started really telling them, ki, okay, she was born with this, and it has these symptoms, and it can result into this, but she's also able to do these things. And they used to be really in awe. They say, "Oh, wow, oh, she's able to do this." And then sometimes one or two rickshawalas, they said, "हाँ, मेरे घर में भी है, मेरी भांजी भी है, मेरा भांजा भी है, but they are not able to do this, they are not able to do that. तो आपने कैसे ये किया?" And then I used to take that person's number. I used to call them up. I used to talk to the mother or the family, and I used to guide them. कि आपके घर में ऐसे ऐसे बच्चा है. These are some of the things that you can do. So
Mm.
that helped me to move one step ahead. I was not only helping my own child, but I was bringing about
Helping
awareness,
others as well.
and I was able to help other children also. So don't get cowed down. कि ये लोग, like, they're pointing fingers at my child. Don't feel that way. It's because they don't understand. They are ignorant. So you try to bring about that awareness.
I'm creating awareness is one of the main reasons why we are doing this interview as well, so that
Yeah,
everybody knows.
absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. So, ma'am, my next question to you is: we at Dorai have been taught not to treat anybody differently, be it disabled, be it male, female, be it child or adult, or whatever reason. So, what do you think that should society put all of us on the same platform, including Kimaya, including me, including you, everybody on the same platform, or should it be different for different people?
Not at all. We all are equal. We are all born equal,
Hmm.
So I don't think there is any upar niche or whatever, bigger, smaller, whatever.
Hmm.
Everybody is equal. In fact, there is godliness in each one of us, no matter what. And Kimya is wearing this. If you can see the T-shirt, it has a
Oh,
Buddha. Yeah, it's a
Buddha.
Buddha T-shirt. So
Hmm.
I always feel there is Buddhahood in each one of us, and
Hmm.
we need to respect that. That
Hmm.
we need to uphold the dignity of every single individual, no
Hmm.
matter what. And each person deserves respect. And like the so-called normal, we say, "Acha,
Hmm.
ye normal nahi hai kya?" That was like one typical question that was
Hmm.
asked all the
Hmm.
time. And I always used to question myself, actually, am I normal? Like,
Exactly. Even I was thinking the same thing. Just right now, I had the same thought.
what is normal, So I prefer to use this, ki neurotypical, I would say,
Hmm.
and the neurodiverse, like
Hmm.
Kimya, who are born with a little, who are born with a little difference, who are born a little differently from
Hmm.
others. But
Hmm.
of course, and again, the gender equality. Kimya, in our
Hmm.
class, so do boys do different activities and girls do different? What is it?
They're doing
Same
Same
activity,
doing?
like,
they they're making languages,
yeah,
Hmm.
ideas,
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, cooking also, no?
and cooking.
Yeah, we don't
Hmm.
differentiate. Boys will not do any cooking. They will not go into the kitchen or they will not wash the bartans. They do everything just as the girls. So there is absolute equality in
Hmm.
my class and whoever I meet, and even in my family or otherwise. Like I remember during one of my camps for the
Hmm.
children, one mother came little bit nervous, and she came with a little boy, and
Hmm.
who was a little grotesque looking. His features were not very happy. So she came, and she said, "आप इसको लेंगे क्या class में?" So I said, "Why not?"
Hmm.
So then she was, like, "Sure ना, आप लेंगे ना, मैं लाऊं ना उसको camp के लिए, मैं भर दूं ना form." So I said, "Of course I'll take him. You please put him. I'll be very happy to have him." And she was so touched, she started crying. And I said, "What is it, like, what is weighing on your heart so much?" She says, "नहीं, ये जिधर जाता है ना, उसका चेहरा देख के सब उसको भगा डालते हैं. We don't want this child."
That's
And
so sad, man. That's so. In the 21st century, people are still doing this.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
My God.
And one more thing I'll tell you. No, his features were a little frightening, So one of my children, he used to be scared when he would not enter the room where we were all sitting. He used to say, "Nahi, nahi, nahi." He used to be scared. So, like, I wanted to put that into his mind that we are all friends, we are all equal. And, like, we need to share love amongst ourselves. So I used to tell him, "Acha." Then, I would not tell this child to go out of the class. He should not enter the class. He used to tell me, signing. They could not talk very much. Signing कि इसको बाहर डालो, इसको बाहर डालो. So I didn't do that. I said, आपको आना है, आप अंदर आ जाओ. So he used to sit on the cycle, little tricycle that Kimya had. He used to sit on that and he used to sit right at the door. But he would not come into the classroom. And then, I said, "See, we are all friends." And then he understood we are all enjoying so much and he's an outsider. So this child who was scared
Hmm.
gradually came in thoda, thoda, thoda. And then I said, "Now we are going to make pairs. We are going to make jodi, jodi." So I
Hmm.
purposely gave that boy and this boy who was scared of him,
Hmm.
together. And I said, "Now we got to help each other. We are friends. We are buddies. Yay, wow." So they had to, like, give a glass of water to each other, or, help them with whatever stuff they had. They had to bring a plate, serve some snacks or whatever. And that other boy, had little leg ka problem also, so he could not get up and all very fast. So this boy then became so friendly. He used to say, "Nahi, nahi, tu bait, main lata hu." And he used to bring his plate, and they became so friendly. So see, if a little child understood, that there is
Hmm.
no difference between us, no matter how you look, but we are all equal. So why don't adults understand this? Why don't we have that acceptance, that kind of love for each one in the hearts?
Ma'am, it's just like how the other kid, once he sat with this boy, once he got to know him, then he started to realize that there's nothing to be scared of. So, in the same way, if adults also try to understand Kimaya and people like Kimaya, they will also know that there is nothing odd, like different or nothing not normal in these people. It's just the same thing, which all humans at the end of the day, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
this is
yeah.
one very basic thing they need to understand.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And while we are at it, I just want to share one more thing, that
Mm-hmm.
when how we need to uphold the dignity of the Divyang, as we choose to call them, is, like when we are talking to or thinking about them, relating to them, avoid thinking of them as afflicted, confined, crippled, as they are a burden, stricken, poor, suffering from, unfortunate, victim, retarded, handicapped. See how easily we use all these terms without really understanding the meaning. Like, Kimya, are
Mm-hmm.
you suffering from Down syndrome?
No,
Then
I'm happy.
you're happy, no? Yeah, we are so happy. Kimya is the most happy-go-lucky person I've ever met in my life. So
Mm-hmm.
we are definitely not suffering from anything. So you can just and I feel they are like ugly ducklings who we think are ugly, but they are in reality swans. That's why they are
Mm-hmm.
really different. And the ones they bloom, and come of age, they are such wonderful people. They are so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you can just call them Divyang, you can call them differently abled or persons with special needs or neurodiverse or whatever. And I always believe, that we need to look at this ability in a
Mm-hmm.
person and not disability. So,
Hmm.
Kimya, do you have this ability? Hmm?
Disability
Yes,
and not disability.
yes, not disability. Correct.
Ma'am, you're so motivating for her. Oh my god. I can't tell you how touchy I feel right now. I feel so nice.
So nice. Okay, one more thing I want to say. See, we say, like wheelchair bound for a
Hmm.
person, who's not able to walk and is a
Hmm.
person using a wheelchair. But let me tell you that they are not bound by anything. In fact, they have boundless capacities and they can reach the sky. They have wings to fly, they are so creative. They are so wonderful, such amazing persons, some of them, who are not able to walk on their feet, but who are able to run, jump, skip, through their creativity, through their minds, through their emotions. They are so strong, some of them. And like,
Hmm.
see, I feel, all of us at some time or the other are dependent on something now. Like I use glasses. Why? Because my eyes have something lacking in them. My vision is not perfect. So I need to correct it. So I wear glasses. But is that the be all and end all of my personality? Not at all. I'm much more, much, much more than my mere glasses. So when we label our children, why do we call them, oh, wo to, वो तो berry है, वो तो mookie है, वो तो whatever it is, she's born with this or whatever. Why do we label? You look at Kimia first. You look at Kimia, the person, and then you can say, ki, okay, okay, she was born with this. Yeah, fine. So person first, a person with so and so, a person with cerebral palsy, a person, with some whatever it is, the
Hmm.
region or whatever is affected in their bodies. So that is just a part of them. That is not their whole personality. So let's not
Absolutely,
be
ma'am. I
judgmental
totally
in that.
agree. It
Yeah,
is just something that you're using as a like an ability. It is something to help you basically. It's just a
yeah. See, it is.
commodity.
Yeah,
It is
yeah,
not how it represents you.
yeah, yeah.
Absolutely right,
See, like
ma'am.
my chasma is my assistive device. It's just
Mm-hmm.
assisting me to look to
Hmm.
correct my vision. That's it.
It's just a commodity. Absolutely. Ma'am, my next question to you is what do you think about schools wanting to put special kids into different schools? I get that some kids require special attention. So maybe that could be the reason why they want special kids, or like should all kids be put into the same school with the regular kids as well?
See, it just depends on the whole setup
Hmm.
and also the mindset of the parents and the teachers and the principal. Now,
Hmm.
Kimya studied in a regular school,
Oh, okay.
and that has
Hmm.
helped her immensely. And like when I see the first major problem that came into our lives was when we were looking out for a school for her. Because everybody said, no, obviously you have to put her in a special school, like, the regular schools won't take her and all. So I went and approached a very small setup kind of. A lady was just running with some 10, 12 children. She was running a little more like a creche than a nursery. So, but she was teaching the kids, singing some songs with them and doing some activities. So I said, let me ask her. So the first day I went with Kimya, she said, "Acha, theek hai, kal aa jao," and all that. So I was very happy. Now Kimya will be there in this setup where there'll be other children to play with her, and she'll be in good company and she'll grow. But the next day when I came, she did not even she just saw me from the window. Her door was open. She banged the door on my face. So that was the first major rebuff that I had, in my whole life, I should say. Because अभी तक किसी ने मुझे इतना reject नहीं किया था कि मेरे face पे, they had banged the door. And then I came home, I was sobbing away. I said, what am I to do? How will I ever educate my child? And I'm very much academically bent. I like to, I love to do, I like when I buy a new gadget, पहला मैं उसका पूरा literature पढ़ लेती हूँ. I'm that kind of an academician, I love to read and study everything. And I said कि अभी इसको मैं कहाँ पढ़ाऊँ, क्या करूँ? And then somebody told me, कि यहाँ पे एक बच्चों का स्कूल है, the principal is very nice, you go approach her. But मुझ में तो धमक ही नहीं थी, I didn't have the courage. I said, इतनी बड़ी स्कूल में कैसे लेगी? The small lady is not taking me in, So this one, I don't want to face another much more bigger rebuff than this. But somehow, I gathered courage. I said, what is it, she'll do? Again, she'll say some nasty things about me, about my child. I'll hear it, but मैं जाऊंगी. And this was like the initial, like just when Kimia was about 2 years old. That is when you put a child into the play group or the nursery, whatever. So I went to her. And she was very, very understanding. She was very kind. She said, I'll take your child, but only if she troubles anybody or uske karan kuch problem ho jata hai, other children, she's going to beat other children or she's going to create some noise or, run helter-skelter and all, then I will not keep her. I said, no, but you need to just give her a chance. And then at home also, I would make it like a school atmosphere, she has to sit there for 1 hour, 2 hours, reading books, singing songs, or doing some kind of an activity. So she understood that is the regime, that I have to go sit in that school and I have to sing these songs or I have to listen to the teacher, but I cannot run around and all that. And every time initially when there was an open house where they call the parents and they talk to the parents about the child's progress, मैं ऐसा, like with this thing, heart I used to go, कि डर हो रहा है कि what will the teachers say about my child? Will she tell me this is the last day, अभी कल से नहीं लाओ उसको? So, but it never happened. And Kimya was there. Like normal children spend about 4 years, like a playgroup, nursery, and junior KG, senior KG. She spent 6 years because I wanted to make her perfect before we went on to the proper school, like in the first standard. So she spent a good 6 years over there and she befriended everybody. Even now we go, and in fact, now she goes and teaches in the same school where now she's an assistant teacher.
Good job, Kimaya. You've done a very obedient child. You are a very good student. All teachers must love you.
Yeah.
And then again, when we wanted to go to the like a big primary school, a school, even because she was able to read, she was able to write, like usko pura aata tha. So I approached a big school and they took her in also. They did all her tests. There was a psychologist attached to the school. They did all her tests and everything. They admitted her in the school. But again, as I said, see the setup did not quite was not so conducive to her well-being over there. So the class, on the third day, like Monday, the school started. Tuesday she went. Wednesday, the principal calls me and she says, "Oh, sorry, but we cannot continue your child in our school." And I again, I said I looked forward to a very long, relationship with this school because she was in the till whatever, whenever she's able to study, maybe till the fourth she can study, maybe till the eighth she can study, whatever. I said I was looking forward to that kind of an association, and I said you've done all the tests, you've seen all the reports, and I've not hidden anything from you. The psychologist also did her test whether she can really write, read, whatever, jo bhi tha. But they said no, we can't, because the school teacher came and she said no, I can't, I can't adjust with her, and she's troubling me, she's disturbing me, and all kinds of things. So of course that was again one more door closed and back to square one. I came home and I said, okay, chalo uska, maybe she had to learn only till senior KG. आगे का उसका पढ़ाई शायद नहीं है उसके नसीब में. But then again I thought, and then again I went back to the same school and I told the principal, because by then she had become my very good friend, like 6 years of association we had. She said, oh, there's a new upcoming school, you go and approach that. Again, I went with a heavy heart, ki kya hoga. But they were again very nice. Kimia got into that school, and the first day when Kimia joined the school, the principal herself went with her to the first standard. She told the children that here's a child and who is a little slow, but if you make friends with her and if you help her to learn, then she is going to, like be like you, just as good as you are. So who wants to be her friend? So Kimia, what children said?
All the friends, yes.
All the friends said, yes, I want to be. So everybody became Kimia's friends. And till today, they are all friends. Many of them are still in touch. They phone her. They are in touch on the WhatsApp. And so yeah. And then, of course, after the 8th, I felt the syllabus was getting a little heavy for her. And it was not very practical, the science and the maths and the history and the geography. I thought she should do something more practical. So I changed her into the NIS stream. And then she did her 10th NIS. And what was your percentage?
68%.
Yeah, she passed with 68%.
It's amazing, Kimaya. Impressive, huh?
Yeah, so what I feel, that I'm very much in favor of integrated schools. But where the teachers, the whole surrounding is very conducive, Otherwise, if the child is going to be rejected, then it's no use, just compulsorily, nahi mujhe normal school mein dalne ka hai, I'll just put her. Somehow you get into that school and then you don't just forget about what the atmosphere is like. And so I feel the setup is very important, the understanding of the teachers, the students, the rapport I had with her classmates. And one more thing I want to say is that, because Kimia was a part of that class, there were about 30 children. 29 of them are much more humane today because they had a brush with Kimia during their childhood. They are much more compassionate, I know, much more understanding, I know.
I mean, even actually, when I was in school, even I had a student. It was not Down syndrome, but I think it was like slow learner or like some disability.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, I remember like that kid used to sit next to me and used to spit on me, ma'am, because he was disabled. And for him, it was like nothing asa. So initially, one day happened, 2 day happened. I used to complain to my teacher. I was like, ma'am, he's doing this and that. But eventually, it reached a point where I just was like, okay, it's okay, na. He's like that, na. It's okay. And to this day, I'm with friends with him even now, and I'm talking to him, and now he's like absolutely fine. You will not even know that this was a guy like that who was like next to me and I was like really young, but now he's like a whole other guy. He speaks amazing English. He's working somewhere. He's gotten into all these graduation thing. He's done everything. So like now I know ki, okay, there are people like this. So even I am compassionate. Even I am like, okay, as a child, if I could understand, it's okay, then adults though they should be aware of it very, very clearly.
Wonderful, wonderful. What a lesson you learned early in life,
Ma'am, I
Sakshi.
was
I'm
very
so
young
happy
and
for you.
Tabhi I
Wonderful.
met him. His name is Advait. I remember his name as well. So yeah, he was
So
like,
nice.
and he was in my school throughout. Till 10th standard, he was in my school.
Okay. So nice.
So that was one good okay. Ma'am, so my next question to you is, what has been the most rewarding aspect and learning something that you've got from Kimaya? One thing that she teaches you. Only you. Tell me, Kimaya, what have you taught your mom?
Everything.
Everything. Yes.
All the credit is taken by Kimaya. I have taught my mom, okay? Can
But
you do
it is
this?
true. It is true. Whatever I am today, is only thanks to her. Was she not there in my life, I would have been a totally different person. So I owe everything, my like I've learned, like she's my teacher. जब लोग मुझे बोलते हैं, अरे आपने तो आपके बच्ची को बहुत अच्छे से सिखाया. So I tell her, but it's nothing compared to what she has taught me. So she's taught me unconditional love. She's taught me compassion. She's taught me understanding. She's taught me above all patience. Because I was very, very impatient. I was like, in my office, I was a big terror. And if I assigned a work to somebody, मुझे अभी चाहिए था. I wanted the results right now, Then one day I said, my husband got so up. He said, oh God, you should, like ask for patience from God. So I said, oh Lord, grant me patience. But I told him, give it to me now. So,
इवन गॉड के साथ मैम, इवन गॉड के साथ गॉड बोलेगा मेरी
I
तो
was like
रिस्पेक्ट
that.
करो थोड़ी.
But now, I learned patience only from my dear girl.
Kimaya teach
Being
me also
calm.
patience, sweetheart. Even I don't know. Even I don't have patience, Kimaya.
Yeah. Then being short-tempered. I was so short-tempered, I used to fly into a rage immediately. I wanted something like this. Well, nahi hua to, I used to just fly into a rage. But now I'm so calm, like I've forgotten like my anger. It's like I feel that as if it was my like past janam. My life before Kimya's birth was like my past janam, like today it's a metamorphosis what I was then and what I am now. So it's all thanks to Kimya the teacher.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, my next question to you is there any incident or memory that you have with Kimaya which has, moved you the most or made you feel like really nice at heart? Something which Kimaya has done.
Um, okay. Something that Kimya has done, but before that, I want to share something. See,
Mm-hmm.
when right in the hospital, where like our hopes were completely crashed because after 13 years of marriage, we were so elated that this baby is coming to our lives and our life is going to be complete. Like just एक ही कमी थी मेरी जिंदगी में, and that
Mm.
jigsaw puzzle of my life is going to be complete with her
Mm.
coming. And but then what a let down it was when we realized when the doctors broke the news to us. And in that state of mind, when I was totally, thinking, ki, why this has happened to me? My niece, who was just 17 at that time, and today she's doing research in genetics she's in the US now. She shared this story with me, which was life transforming for me. So that
Mm.
has like made a big impact on me. So I want to share this story. That once when there was time for another birth on earth, the angel were the discussing, कि दो बच्चे थे. One was a
Mm.
little weak child, और एक थोड़ा सा strong था. And there was one family which was a very happy, like family, and one family where it was constant troubles going on, conflicts going on in the family. So they were deciding, okay, which child to send to whom. So that they obviously said the strong, happy child goes to the happy family, and this weak child, we'll send to this family, which is constantly at conflicts. So God, the Almighty, the Know All, intervened, and He said, "No, you're doing exactly the opposite thing. This weakling has to go into the happy family because they can nurture this child better, because this child needs nurturing. The
Mm.
strong child will, grow on his own. He does not need so much of love, compassion, whatever. So this weakling has to go into a family where the child will get love, will get, a good fostering home that way. So that story
Mm.
really touched me. And then she told me, that see, you are the chosen one. So don't
Mm.
despair. You should thank God that you have trusted me, that I'm capable of taking care of this child. इसलिए इसको मेरी झोली में आपने डाला है. तो मैं
Mm.
कभी इसको मैं भी कमी नहीं पढ़ूंगी और मैं इसको भी कुछ कमी नहीं पड़ने दूंगी. And that was a resolve that I made right on that day in the hospital, like the
Mm.
second day after Kimya was born. And
Mm.
that really has changed my life, that story. नहीं तो I would still have been thinking, कि क्यों, why has this come into my life?
Mm.
Like all the other parents who come to me, they say, "Kya हमारे नसीब में ये हुआ, वो हुआ," that way. So
Why do we
this
need to
story,
have a negative approach to it?
yeah, absolutely. And of course, I can't remember a single, like I can't pinpoint one incident, but everything that we share together, like is
Mm.
like brings a lot of joy and brings a lot of happiness, and there's a learning from everything that we do together. No, Kimia? Hmm. Okay, and one more thing, it's
Mm.
again not exactly by Kimia, but it's
Mm.
when my mother was on her deathbed, and
Mm.
she was like, it was her like into her last days, and she was just on the bed, and she was like in a vegetative state. She couldn't talk, she couldn't understand things, she could not even recognize her own children. We are three sisters and one brother. She could
Mm.
not recognize any of us. We went to her, we held her hand, we spoke to her, but she was like, no response. But when Kimya went, she used to smile, and she used to hold her hand, and she used to like stroke her
Mm.
hair, and she was so happy to see her. So somewhere within her, all her sensitivities, all her understanding was going away, but that love of that remained. the love that she had for her grandchild, because she knew that there is godliness in her. Even
She's so
today,
loved,
I
Kimaya. You're
get
so
emotional
loved.
while I'm sharing this. Yeah.
Oh, she's so sweet. Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, my last question to you, and after this we'll end.
Yeah.
So I would like you to give us a small message for all those young parents who have just started, nurturing a child who needs special care. So, what suggestions or tips or anything that you would like to tell them?
Kimaya, you want to say something? Huh. Yeah. Say.
Live, love, and laugh.
Yeah. Live, love, and laugh. That's it. You have to live well. You have to laugh much, and you have to laugh often. So the very first thing that the mothers sometimes who come to me for counseling, they burst out into tears,
Mm-hmm.
because till they meet me, sometimes they have not met somebody who's understanding their plight, because the sasural wale are saying some things to them, or the child is so much facing rejection and whatever. The Asu mat bahao, pasina bahao. See, crying is not going to help you. But
Hmm.
if you work on the child, take the child to the various therapies, the speech therapist or the physiotherapist, or the whatever other things, special educators, go and work on the child. Involve the child in all the activities that you are doing, your day to day things. See, a mother can't take out so much time, but आप जो भी कर रहे हो, kitchen में काम कर रहे हो, the kitchen is a veritable paradise for teaching, because we have all the learning aids possible. We have colors, we have textures, we have smells, we have sorting, classification, differentiation. When you come from the market, ये fridge में जाएगा, ये sabji है, use the detergents and the shampoos and the soaps go into the bathroom, and whatever, where it belongs. There is so much. This is hot, this is cold. The bartans which go one into the other, or the dabbas which can be stacked. So there is so much that you can do just with your kitchen equipment. So involve the child in whatever you're doing, because you cannot escape your housework and sit with the child whole day teaching the child. And then you need a lot of teaching aids which you need to spend money on, and but ये सब आपके हाथ में है. So with whatever you have, use that, and try to develop your child. So the last thing
Absolutely,
that I
ma'am.
want to say is that वक्त का तकाजा है कि तूफानों से जूझो. No matter what the तूफान is, तूफानों
Hmm.
से जूझो. कब तक रहोगे किनारे किनारे? Don't watch.
Hmm.
They don't wait and watch कि कोई मसीहा आएगा, कोई एंजल आएगी, और ऐसा कुछ magic wand ये करेगी and your child is going to be all fine. It's not going to happen. So don't fall into any of the other traps. Work on the child, and start it today, here and now. The time is now. The place is here. So do it. Go ahead and do it.
Amazing message, ma'am. Really inspiring message you've given us. So, ma'am, this is going to be the end of our interview. Thank you so much for your time. We have a small token. We have a certificate that we will be sharing with you right now. And that is going to. Nimisha? So,
Wow.
ma'am, this is a certificate for Kimaya and for you. So,
Thank you
thank
so
you so
Thank
much.
you.
much, ma'am. Thank you
Thank
so much for
you.
your
Thank
time.
you so
Thank you,
much.
Kimaya. Is there anything you would like
Thank
to say
you.
before we go?
Hmm? What
She's
do you
so
want to
cute.
say?
She's all shy. It's okay, no
Happy
issues.
day, na? Okay, she wants to
Continue,
sing.
continue with your
Okay,
dancing.
happy day. Yeah.
Happy day is a happy day. The sun is shining bright and gay. Happy day is a happy day. All day long we can dance and play.
Yay!
Yay!
So all day long, you also dance and play.
Absolutely, ma'am. Absolutely. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. So nice
Thank you,
getting to know both of
Maya.
you.
Thank
Bye.
you,
Thank
ma'am.
you,
Bye.
ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, ma'am.
Ma'am, you can leave now.
Bye bye.